As the nationwide hunger protest winds down across Nigeria, protesters assembled in Alausa Ikeja, Lagos, in remembrance of people who fell casualty during the protests. While many are predicting that a 1 million man march will be held tomorrow, the final day, it's very important to remember how the security agencies arrested Nigerians for daring to come out to protest. Yes, they were very quick and efficient. They proved that they have access to technology to be able to identify someone that posts something on social media and be able to pick that person up, identify his address, and arrest the person within a few hours. For instance, this lady was picked up by security agents. She granted an interview in Abuja to News Central, as you can see. In the interview, she claimed that some people offered them 5,000 naira to join the No Protest group, the people that protested against the protest.
I may not have evidence, but I have my people. They are around there.
I have evidence.
Okay.
I am among the people that they give 5,000. They gave me day before yesterday. Yes. For this upper resettlement town hall. They gather people, they give them 5,000, and I am among. I'm KK people, I'm KK man.
There are many instances like this. Some people were even picked up before the protest started for simply posting something on social media. Many still remain in detention up to today. Many were dumped in prisons. They were hurriedly charged to court. They must go, they must go. They must go, they must go. They must go, they must go. They must go. Now, if the security agents have these kind of capabilities, why haven't they deployed them to solve the security challenges Nigerians have been facing all along? Why haven't they deployed these tactics against terrorists and bandits who are known? These guys use social media, and before you can get connected to the internet, you must at least buy a SIM card or use satellite. These guys are always on social media, posting videos, bragging about their activities. Why haven't they identified one of them or at least tracked them to one location? The audacity of an outlaw. This guy went live on TikTok and people were posting their account numbers to receive money from him. He's doing this because he knows that he's nearly untouchable. No one can get to him. A few days ago, he accused the former governor of Zamfara State and current Minister of State for Defense that he sponsored bandits when he was in power. To back up his claim, he said that he's not begging anyone to believe him, that they should just investigate what he said. He also added that Matawale used to sponsor a particular group to commit all sorts of atrocities, kidnapping and everything. At the end of the day, he will claim that it is this guy's group that committed the act. Not that we should trust an outlaw, but it begs one question. Why are people of questionable character holding important positions in government? Well, the reason is actually very simple. In a country where there is so much corruption, moral values are practically gone, judges find it difficult to differentiate between right and wrong, not to talk of interpreting the laws the way they are supposed to be interpreted. You see all sorts of dubious and criminal characters with ill-gotten wealth that they can't even prove where they made that money from. They use that money to buy influence. Just like in elections, you see people buying electoral officials, police, the judges. They practically buy their way to power. So it's not a surprise seeing these type of characters in government. People who are supposed to be in prison, but they are the ones making decisions for good citizens. It's absurd. That's why nothing works, because they will never work against their own interest. Now to why terrorism, banditry and all sorts of security challenges are pervasive in Nigeria. Nigeria operates a system where the security budget is never accounted for. Even the National Assembly or a state assembly that is empowered by law to hold the executive branch accountable, they cannot demand from the executive branch to explain how they spent security vote. No police, attorney general or the EFCC can question any governor, whether he's still in office or not, to account for how he spent the security vote. Even the president can never be questioned to come and give account of how he spent the security vote. So this is the biggest fraud in government in Nigeria. And the law empowers them to increase the security vote. Practically, security vote has no limit. They can wake up one day and say that the security vote for this month is 100 trillion and nothing can be done about it. That's how big the loophole is in the law. That's why Nigerian politicians will do anything. They will commit any type of atrocity to get to office because they know when they get there, they will legally steal all the money and nothing will be done about it, just in the name of security vote. Under the law, the security vote is available to all executive office holders, governors, local government chairmen, and the president. Nowadays, even speakers of State House of Assemblies, Speaker of the Federal House of Assembly, and the Senate President all demand and obtain security votes. They never account for it. They are all hidden in the budget. The Speaker will simply say, this one is my security vote. I will use it to take care of security in the State House of Assembly. Likewise at the National Assembly. This is why people who enjoy this free money called security vote will never want to leave power. They will use that money to buy all sorts of influence. It's a slush fund that never finishes. It doesn't have any limit. They can buy anyone once that person has a price. So you can understand why security agents, especially the IG, Chief of Defense Staff, Chief of Army Staff, all the heads appointed by appointing officers, they see their appointing officers as their Lord and Savior because they all receive security votes from their appointing officer. That security vote will never be accounted for. If a state commissioner of police, for instance, is given a monthly security vote of say 50 million naira by the state governor is not expecting the commissioner of police to come back and account for how he spent 50 million naira. So if the state commissioner of police just wants to use that money to buy a home somewhere, he will simply dump it there. And that's the end. This is why they never conduct their affairs in a professional manner. When they speak to the press, they sound in most cases as if they are spokespersons of their appointing officers. They grant interviews to the press instead of explaining to Nigerians how they are fighting insecurity. They start singing praises for their appointing officers. They start sounding like politicians. So they don't want to leave the positions. They don't want to do anything that will make the appointing officer to sack them because of what they are enjoying, the trappings of office. So this is why nothing works. And in most cases, most of them intentionally refuse to fight insecurity. Because if insecurity is gone, the security vote will definitely reduce. It's as simple as that. Because they will continue demanding from the appointing officers, we need to fight these boys, or we need to do this one, we need to deploy here, bring money, let's mobilize. If there are no security challenges, no criminal activities, the governor or any appointing officer cannot be giving them huge amount as security votes monthly. It's not possible. So in most cases, they intentionally refuse to fight crimes the way it's supposed to be fought. They intentionally refuse to give a chase when they are supposed to give a chase. In cases where they are supposed to make arrests to gain intelligence on how to arrest the entire criminal gang, they simply refuse to do their job so as not to jeopardize the security vote, because they know that when there is less crime, less reports of criminal activities, the same way there will be less security vote because the appointing officer is aware of happenings in his state or in his domain. So this is the problem. Because of corruption, the money that is supposed to work for Nigerian people's interest is now working against their interests because no one accounts for anything. They simply take that money and solve their problems instead of using that money to solve the security challenges. Think of all the military hardware procured under the Buhari administration that are worth billions of dollars. Think of all the drones from Turkey and many countries, but still, insecurity persists in the north. It is time for reforms to start forcing politicians to give account of how they spent security votes, so that Nigerian people's money will start working for them instead of working for corrupt politicians and their accomplices. Thanks for watching.